Broadcasting live from somewhere in the Shadow Realm, this is YuGiOh Duel Links Talk. Here's your host, Doug Dimmadoo.
Hey there, welcome to another episode of YuGiOh Duel Links Talk. Today's episode has Bonz appearing in Duel World. Now, he's one of the ones from the classic Yu-Gi-Oh series, which means that you can only go against Bonz within the Yu-Gi-Oh Duel World and not in the Yu-Gi-Oh GX Duel World. So, this is a pretty cool one. There's an ultra rare that I know not too many people are all that excited about, but there are a bunch of cool cards that you're able to get the more duels that you go against Bonz. So, if you just go and win one duel against Bonz, you'll get Armored Zombie. It's a normal. If you win 3 duels, you'll get Ghost Trick Skeleton. If you win 7 duels, you'll get Castle of Dark Illusions. If you play 10 duels against Bonz, you get Call of the Mummy. And if you play 15 duels against Bonz, you'll get the ultra rare Pumpkin, the King of Ghosts. But you could also get some really cool sleeves if you achieve 1 no damage win in a duel against Bonz using Joey Wheeler. And the same thing applies for a game mat. You'll get a Realm of the Pumpkin game mat if you achieve 3 no damage wins in duels against Bonz using Joey Wheeler. So, at least as far as in my experience, just going up against Bonz with Joey, I just kept true to Joey and I just went with a warrior deck. And you know, I mean, for the most part, I was able to get the wins pretty easily. As far as the no damage wins are concerned, yeah, I may have muffed 1 or 2 of them, but it was actually pretty quick for me to get no damage wins, even just using a regular old warrior deck, similar to the one that we discussed in a prior episode, about a week or 2 ago. So yeah, I just ran with that one, and I know that there are much more effective ways to get no damage wins against Bonz, but like I said, that was one I really did not have a problem doing, so getting those 3 wins with Joey was really a piece of cake. Then you could get to the whole farming aspect. So, at least what I want to do right now is go through at least the cards that you could get as rewards if you win against Bonz. So, the first one is the ultra rare. That's the big money card here, and that's Pumpkin, the King of Ghosts, level 6 zombie, 1800 attack, 2000 defense. If Castle of Dark Illusions is face up on the field, increase the attack and defense of this card by 100 points. As long as this Castle of Dark Illusions remains face up on the field, the attack and defense of this card continues to increase by 100 points during each of your standby phases. This effect continues until your 4th turn after this card is activated. So, either way, that's just, it's not bad, but as far as ultra rares are concerned, people are not too thrilled about it, but, it is what it is, and that's the ultra rare that's available. Then you got, as far as super rare goes, you got Ryu Koki. It is a level 6 zombie, 2400 attack, 2000 defense. At the end of the damage step, if this card battled a warrior or spellcaster type monster, destroy that monster. So this one's pretty good too, depending on what kind of decks you're going against. Then you got the super rare Castle of Dark Illusions, level 4 fiend flip monster, 920 attack, 1930 defense. When it's flipped, increase the attack and defense of all zombie-type monsters by 200 points. As long as this card remains face-up on the field, the attack and defense of zombie-type monsters continues to increase by 200 points during each of your standby phases. This effect continues until your 4th turn after the card is activated. So, yeah, not a bad effect. Castle of Dark Illusions can be really, really good in zombie decks. I feel like this card should have been introduced into Duel Links a lot earlier than this. But, better late than never. Next, you have Call of the Mummy. This is probably the one that people are really trying to get a hold of. It's a continuous spell card where once per turn, you can special summon 1 zombie-type monster from your hand. You must control no monsters to activate and to resolve this effect. So you can have some powerful zombie monsters in your hand, and you can special summon it straight to the field if you got an empty field. So that's pretty cool. Next, you have Monster Reborn. This is another really good one. Haven't been able to get this one yet, but it's a continuous trap where if your opponent special summon a monster this turn, activate this card by targeting 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard. Special summon it to your side of the field in defense position. When this card leaves the field, banish that monster, and when that monster leaves the field, destroy this card. So, at least you could take it and Maybe, for example, your opponent special summons something and you could snatch maybe a Yomi ship out of your opponent's graveyard, put on the field. That way your opponent has to think about attacking through it or getting rid of it. It could really change a duel. Now as we get into the rares, we're getting some Ghost Trick cards, and they're pretty cool. You got Ghost Trick Ghoul, level 3 zombie, 1100 attack, 1200 defense. This card cannot be normal summoned unless you control a Ghost Trick monster. Once per turn, you can change this card to face down defense position. Once per turn during your main phase 1, you can target one Ghost Trick monster you control. Its attack becomes equal to the combined original attack of all Ghost Trick monsters currently on the field until the end of your opponent's next turn. But if it does, only that monster can attack this turn. So it's kind of like a built-in union attack for Ghost Tricks, so it's not that bad. Then you got Ghost Trick Mummy, level 3 zombie, 1500 attack, 0 defense. It cannot be normal summoned unless you control a Ghost Trick monster. Once per turn, you can change this card to face down defense position. While this card is face up on the field, you can normal summon one Ghost Trick monster in addition to your normal summon or set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. You cannot special summon any monsters except dark monsters. And then you have Ghost Trick Skeleton, level 3 zombie, 1200 attack, 1100 defense. It cannot be normal summoned unless you control a Ghost Trick monster. Once per turn, you can change this card to face down defense position, and when this card is flipped face up, banish cards from the top of your opponent's deck face down up to the number of Ghost Trick monsters you control. You can only use this effect of Ghost Trick Skeleton once per turn. So I like the burning effect to it as far as the milling capabilities that you could add this card. So if you, I don't know necessarily if there's some kind of Ghost Trick mill deck that people may be considering doing, utilizing Ghost Trick Skeleton, loading the field with Ghost Trick monsters, and keep on reflipping Skeleton every turn. Man, that would be a pretty solid mill. And banishing too, because that's the nice thing, is that when you're actually able to banish cards from the deck rather than just send them to the graveyard. It seems like so many players right now really thrive on having monsters in their graveyard, so if you're able to banish cards, you're in much better shape. And then you end up getting 2 normal cards within this set. You get Clown Zombie, level 2 zombie, 1350 attack, 0 defense, and Armored Zombie, level 3 zombie, 1500 attack, 0 defense. So, but overall, farming Bonz, there's quite a few videos out there on YouTube right now, so I definitely recommend checking some of those out to see, just basically what some of your methods would be based on the cards that you have. But this really tells you that just farming Bonz, you can get some really solid cards out of this, and it seems like some rumors are already going around that at some point in the future, Bonz will be an unlockable character, because they've already shown the setup screen where he's sitting there at level 1. But again, I don't necessarily think that's going to be anytime soon. But as a roaming legendary duelist, Bonz is floating around until October 20th, so take advantage of seeing him in Duel World. And remember, he can't be found in GX World, but he can be found in the original YuGiOh Duel World. So if you have been collecting some of these cards, or if you've been farming Bonz and you've been having a lot of success, I'd like to hear about it. Feel free to reach out to me on Twitter at YuGiOh Deck Talk. It's all one word, at YuGiOh Deck Talk, and I'd love to hear from you. But anyway, that's it for today's episode. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Take care.